I really enjoy competing as long as I still have the ability to do it and they tell me I can. At the end of the day, I think it's important to continue to push yourself as far as you can go. Was hoping to get traded to a contender and kind of came down near the end there. They made a couple of big moves and was a guy they were able to bring in for depth. So. I was able to figure out what was going to be able to keep me in the league. I think a lot of guys are probably in the same boat as me. So I was able to make things work in terms of focusing on things that I knew were important. To get the call from Joe and come to a team like this. And things worked out how we won that year. It worked out perfectly. Yeah, I got exactly what I was looking to find. And I think I helped the team as well. So it's a picture perfect moment for me.
Yeah, I'm sure the answer you're getting a lot is a super intense guy, very funny guy. Brings a lot of juice to our room. He's a leader on and off the ice, and he's a huge part of our team. Obviously, he's played the most games on our team. He's a veteran. Yeah, he's an awesome person to be around.
All right, I guess first off, you just kind of introduce yourself.
Andrew Cogliano, obviously, and it's my 17th year in the league. Started at Edmonton, moved to Anaheim for a good bulk of my career. Then I was in Dallas, San Jose briefly, and then here. So I think the league has gone, it's definitely moved towards more of a skilled and fast game. It seems like now that the pace of play, how fast, guys are not physically, but, how they think the game is just on another level. So, back then there was bigger guys, size was much more a factor in things, physicality. I think there's still some of that now, but at the end of the day, it's moved definitely to a more faster, explosive, talented game.
Can you just kind of tell us, something that developed over the years?
No, I think I developed that. I think, I think you're still finding your way when you're a young guy, so I think I was able to figure out what was going to be able to keep me in the league, and, I think that's a lot of guys are probably in the same boat as me. So I received good advice when I was a young guy in Edmonton, and I was able to make things work in terms of, focusing on things that I knew were important, in terms of working hard off the ice, your nutrition, everything that goes into being an athlete. So for me, it's worked. I think I've found a recipe over the last, number of years, and obviously it's been kept me, here.
Is there a specific part of your routine that you absolutely have to have every single game?
Well, I think for me it's not necessarily. I just think that I've played so long now that routines feel good for me in terms of being prepared. So preparation's a big part of the game. I think that's what gets you in the right, like I said, headspace or in the right frame of mind to hopefully be successful. So something I've picked up and kept with. I was at the rink in San Jose, and I was hoping to get traded to a contender, and kind of came down near the end there. They made a couple big moves, and I was a guy they were able to bring in for depth. So, huge moment for myself, to get the call from Joe and come to a team like this, and how things worked out, how we won that year, and it worked out perfectly. At the end of the day, I got exactly what I was looking to find, and I think I helped the team as well. So.
Yeah, he's been in a few different places. I've played against him a long time when he was in Anaheim. Very tough team. He was a shutdown player there. Good killer, kind of the same player he is today. So, he's first year, last to leave every day. He's, probably the hardest worker on the team, off the ice, on the ice. So it's a good example for everyone to follow, and definitely important. I knew him from 10 years. We had the same trainers, so we'd see a lot of each other in the summers. he come to Halifax a little bit and train with us. Different Vale, up in Vale, high altitude camps. Always he was a great guy, funny guy, and they kind of threw his name around. I guess I gave my opinion. I thought it'd be a great idea to grab him. It was like a 7th round pick or something, and for what we got in return is worth a 1st round pick. So nice that he's been around for a couple seasons now. It wasn't just half a year.
You feel that, people? That's your heart racing. Welcome to the Stanley Cup Final as we get ready from Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. It's a force of nature Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah, emotions are high. Obviously we lost Game 5. It was a very dark day. The next day after the game was very dark. I remember it very well. And he just kind of settled everyone down. He's made a lot of deep runs before in the playoffs, obviously never in the finals, but lots of experience, and yeah, it was great, and we felt a lot better after he spoke.
Yeah, I just think it's, it was something that, was a big moment in our lives at the end of the day. We lost a big game at home to clinch a Stanley Cup in front of our home fans, and it was just a big moment, I think, for our whole team and organization and the guys, the guys in the room. So I think it was just a moment for us to come together, gain some clarity, and I think things needed to be said that maybe, everyone was thinking, it just no one knew how to say it or no one knew how to bring it in the open. And for a guy that, has been around a long time, and, I had a lot riding on that game and in that moment too. That was a chance for me where I was chasing a Stanley Cup. So I thought it was the right time to say something, and it seemed like it hit with a lot of guys or everyone in the room, and we ended up following that with one of the best games I think we've all played in our lives. So it worked. Yeah, I think it's tough to describe. You just don't. I think in the moment you think back now, you don't really realize how real it was, and maybe you're expecting something bigger or something, different. But I think the most part is just being able to celebrate in the room with the guys, and that's just something that you'll never forget. It's a moment, an experience that I've had that every hockey player should dream to have. It was just, I think everyone could look back at that and being able to, know that you laid on the line and were able to celebrate with guys in the room, and the camaraderie is, that's exactly the only reason why you play.
You've been into ever since that year?
Yeah, I think it's been very straightforward. I think I know exactly what Beds and the coaching staff and what they want from me, and I look to bring that every night. I think they want consistency. They want a guy that's been around, a veteran guy, a guy that's being able to play in moments like penalty kill and bring some leadership and be consistent. So I think that's the role that they envisioned me when I came here, and that's what they still envision me now. So I think I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and go from there. I really enjoy competing. I think that's the one thing. I enjoy competing. I enjoy being counted on in terms of, an athlete, in terms of a teammate. And I think those are, the biggest things. I think at the end of the day, when you still have drive to compete and be someone that's, counted on and being someone that's, relied upon, I think it's a good feeling. And I just love the guys. I love the guys. I love being in the dressing room. I love everything that comes with hockey in terms of being on a team sport and, the camaraderie you get from it and the friendships. So, a lot of that combined, as long as I still have the ability to do it and they tell me I can, at the end of the day, I think it's important to continue to push yourself to as far as you can go. I think it's a pleasure to play here. I think it's a real honor to play for this team. We have a great bunch of guys, a very successful team, and it's just a well-run team. So to be a part of that and to bring something to the table, I think is important. And when you have that role, you should relish it.